Hey, Mac, Delta Fish Co. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the video. It's Wednesday. Great freaking day today. Overcast, good tides, clear water. I would say the only downside right now this morning was that hard gust of winds going on. But relax. If you get out here in the morning, they will die down. As you can see, the tules behind me, they're just barely moving. So there's just a light breeze going on. Don't fret it. Get to where you're going, and hopefully you'll have some great success like I did. Yeah, so I headed out of Buckley this morning about 6 a.m. A lot of boaters. It's Wednesday. Everybody saw that overcast, I think, forecast, and knew what was going on and knew what needed to happen as far as work goes. So yeah, launch was kind of busy this morning, but yeah, so I headed up north and yeah, started fishing my spot. I was killing it on the spinner. It's windy, so spinnerbait, chatterbait, they took care of it. I was planning on throwing some lipless today, but I just didn't get around to it. All the bass I caught were like in the 2-pound class. Nothing but super fun because it was almost like one after the other with those. So bass fishing is really still good. I was fishing flats. Yeah, so I picked up and started heading back down south. I was really far north, way past Paradise Point, and started heading back south, and I was gonna hit a couple other spots for some bass fishing. And I did bring some striper gear just in case, because I didn't know what it's been a week since I've been out here. I've been working on the bunks, which that video's coming. But anyways, I didn't know what the striper situation was, if they had actually started making it down here into the central Delta. So I did bring some gear, which, by the way, here's the juice for Wednesday. You don't need specialized gear to catch striper. I would say if you're gonna go specialize, your top water, your glides, those can get, I think, a little nichey for targeting striper. But as far as the lures go, you know, spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, lipless crankbaits, they catch striper. Okay, slight modification in there. You're gonna probably want to go to some white chartreuse, maybe some red and white, but you can catch on both. So don't think you need to have a separate tackle box just for striper. There's the juice. I don't have to do another video now. Cool. All right, so back to catching. So yeah, this morning I'm heading back. I do a little bit more, stop at a couple more, spots and catch some small bass here and there, and just having fun. Well, I get to one point where I see some white birds. What does white birds mean? Well, striper, especially this time of year. So I shot over, killed it. I was actually throwing a chatterbait, white chatterbait. I don't know if I want to give you all that juice, but it was a white chatterbait. I don't want to tell you what the trailer is, but it was a white chatterbait. You can figure out the rest on your own. So white chatterbait with some chartreuse in it. There. Anyways, tied into a nice fatty, which will be for dinner tonight. Yep, nice one. Started bleed him out, got him in the box. Continued fishing. There was a nice group in there. I could have limited out taking 2, but this is an 8-pounder, so I'm good. But it was fun, for 30 minutes, sitting there just catching striper after striper. Even some small, there was some dinks in there, but everything was, I would say, between 4 and this 8-pound, so 4 to 8 pounds size striper in there, and they were tearing it up. They weren't boiling. I'll tell you that, they weren't boiling. It was just birds on the bank. There was like 10 birds clumped up sitting on the bank, and I decided to go over there and throw a lure at the bank and bring it out. I was probably 30-40 yards off the bank, and just making a long ass cast and then bringing it back. And like I said, it was chatterbait, and I was just having a blast. They were tearing it up. So doesn't mean chatterbait's the only thing you could use. I could have probably thrown a spinnerbait. I could have probably thrown a lipless crank up there. I chose a chatterbait because I actually couldn't see how deep it went. It was a long bank. It wasn't a steep drop off. It was just a long bank. So, but there were birds out there, and you know, I capitalized off of that. So if you're out here, I would suggest if you're coming out early in the morning and it's gusty, relax. Just get to your spot. Try to fish through it if you can. I don't have spot lock, so I kind of go where the wind blows me, but it's still fun. You can still fish it. I've been doing it for years. If you got spot lock, I would say, man, that's awesome, because you can target. You can sit on the spot, and you know the deal. Anyways, the wind's died down. The tulies around me, they're barely moving. Just a nice breeze now. The overcast, it said it was complete overcast today, but obviously there's some breaks, so partly cloudy. But take advantage of it, and the tides and the clear water and the good tides. I would say definitely good tides happening today and tomorrow for sure. Take advantage of it, but come out here and do a dual species trip, you know. And when I say dual species, I don't mean bring 2 tackle boxes out here. You can catch them, again, you can catch them on chatterbait, spinnerbaits, you know, that'll catch it, which is just a Gen 1 over top spin with a trailer on it. You know, color, obviously. Throw your whites and your chartreuse, or white and red or whatever, and you can get them. Obviously, I had jerkbait on the boat, top water. Didn't need it. I would say I didn't need it, but I didn't throw it. I also have my umbrella rig. I didn't have to throw that either to catch them. So, but I guess I could have, just for fun's sake. Had a fluke on Z-Man Eye. Didn't throw that. But yeah, so chatterbait and spinnerbait for me took care of it. But yeah, dual species. I caught both today, and super fun. The bite is still good. The striper, obviously, here it is. They're in the central Delta system. They're here. Big tip if you're going to be out here striper fishing: look for the birds, look for the boils. Maybe troll around a little bit. Use your electronics. You know, if you're seeing schools, go for it. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got for you. Great fishing today. Super fun. I'll have a video coming out on the bunks. I haven't forgotten about it. Obviously the bunks are done. I'm out here. But I was super excited to get out here after I got the bunks on, that I didn't finalize it. But yeah, so I'm heading home. Take care of this striper, and that'll be for some dinner tonight and probably tomorrow night, because it's an 8-pounder. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Mac, Delta Fish Co. Oh, give it a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will have your next video. I'll have a next video out either by Friday for sure, and then a definite fishing one by Monday. All right, Mac, Delta Fish Co. Talk to you later.